the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
It's Friday, August 9th, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Former President Trump has proposed 3 debates next month with Vice President Kamala Harris, with the 2 agreeing on 1. Tom Howe reports ABC News said both candidates have agreed to the original presidential debate that was set between President Biden and Trump for September 10th. The former president said he's ready to debate the vice president on Fox News and NBC as well on September 4th and 25th, respectively. At a Florida news conference, Trump said he remains on track for victory despite polls showing a tight race heading into November. Trump is trying to blunt Harris's momentum and prove that he's willing to face the press. Harris has yet to hold a news conference since becoming the Democratic nominee. Wealthy residents are leaving Washington, D.C. in droves, a new IRS report shows. Matt Delaney reports the IRS said D.C. lost almost twice as many residents earning $200,000 or more per year as it gained from 2020 to 2022, the latest year for which figures are available. The 2022 loss ratio was slightly less severe for residents 65 and older, the demographic that dominates the top end of the tax bracket. The vital component of the city's tax base is eroding as D.C. leaders weigh massive tax increases to help fill a projected $700 million budget shortfall for the next fiscal year. Roughly $250 million that was intended to pay for meals for children in Minnesota went instead into the pockets of fraudsters, according to federal prosecutors. Stephen Dinan reports a state audit said the Minnesota Department of Education missed repeated warning signs. The audit doesn't specifically fault Governor Tim Walz, who became the Democratic vice presidential nominee this week. 70 people were charged with operating the scheme. At the height of its operations, Feeding Our Future claimed to have doled out 11.8 million meals in April 2021 alone for $32 million. After that, the state became more stingy in approving Feeding Our Future's claims. The Pentagon has only one permanent base in Africa, and whether Botswana emerges as a future option could depend on an upcoming election in the southern African country. Botswana routinely votes with the U.S. in international forums on critical issues, including every United Nations debate criticizing Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. In June, when the U.S. military mission for Africa brought together the continent's army chiefs, the conference was held in Botswana. Critics say the U.S. military is understating the number of sites housing U.S. forces in Africa, but the American military presence is undoubtedly under pressure and retreating on some key fronts. And finally, the photo of former President Trump with a raised fist following his attempted assassination has been emblazoned on clothing, coffee mugs, and just about anything else. For many of his supporters, Seth MacLachlan reports, the moment is a transcendent one. Even hardcore Trump opponents recognize the power of the image, and it's helped fuel conspiracy theories that the shooting was staged. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.